Psalm 94 reads, O Lord, you God of vengeance, shine forth. Rise up, O Judge of the earth. Give to the proud what they deserve. O Lord, how long shall the wicked exult? They pour out their arrogant words, all the evildoers boast. They crush your people, O Lord, and afflict your heritage. They kill the widow and the stranger. They murder the orphan. And they say, the Lord does not see, the God of Jacob does not perceive. Understand, O dullest of the people. Fools, when will you be wise? He who planted the ear, does he not hear? He who formed the eye, does he not see? He who disciplines the nations, he who teaches human knowledge to humankind, does he not chastise? The Lord knows our thoughts. They are but an empty breath. Happy are those whom you discipline, O Lord, and whom you teach out of your law, giving them respite from days of trouble until a pit is dug for the wicked. For the Lord will not forsake his people. He will not abandon his heritage. For justice will return to the righteous, and all the upright in heart will follow it. Who rises up for me against the wicked? Who stands up for me against evildoers? If the Lord had not been my help, my soul would soon have lived in the land of silence. When I thought my foot is slipping, your steadfast love, O Lord, held me up. When the cares of my heart are many, your consolations cheer my soul. Can wicked rulers be allied with you, those who contrive mischief by statute? They band together against the life of the righteous, and condemn the innocent to death. But the Lord has become my stronghold, and my God the rock of my refuge. He will repay them for their iniquity, and wipe them out for their wickedness. The Lord our God will wipe them out. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Ever since the murder of George Floyd on May 25th, 2020, I have prayed or sung this psalm. And you may have noticed that, especially at Matins morning prayer, where I'm still praying it with you on Sundays. Unlike the lectionary readings, this is a psalm I have chosen because of the anti-racist character within it, a character based on a theology of God as the avenger of the righteous, the God of vengeance, the judge of the earth. The language of the psalm is striking in its obvious applications to the injustices of our own society. The psalmist asks how long the wicked will apparently remain triumphant. These are those who pour out arrogant words and boasts, the ones who crush God's people and afflict God's heritage, killing the widow and the stranger and the orphan and saying that the Lord does not see. The psalmist's faith in the face of gross injustice is palpable. Won't the one who made ears hear the cries of the poor? Won't the one who made eyes see what is done in the land? Won't the one who gives all knowledge and corrects the ways of the nations correct bad behavior? It is those whom God corrects who are lucky and happy because God gives them comfort through this teaching and promises until a pit is dug for the wicked. The psalmist states that God alone is the help of those who are oppressed. God is the one who acts as the stronghold, the rock of refuge for the righteous and the innocent against the wicked rulers who band against them and condemn them. And then the coup de grace. He will repay them for their iniquity and wipe them out for their wickedness. The Lord our God will wipe them out. In our hymnal, Evangelical Lutheran Worship, which has a different translation of the Psalms, this last verse is perhaps more blunt. God will turn back their wickedness against them and destroy them in their own sin. The Lord our God will destroy them. For the primary beneficiaries of racism, as well as patriarchy and heterocentrism and other prejudice structures such as myself, this message should be unnerving and uncomfortable. It is a prayer from the heart of a person who experiences injustice and oppression. But for me, one thing that I'm training myself to do is to amplify the voices which speak things I do not feel comfortable with, and to hear them fully, and to train myself to hear when the messages from persons of our time resonate with witnesses in the Scriptures. Here are 3 things I take from this psalm. First, God does not ally with injustice, whether or not that injustice is approved by a government. Second, despite the arrogance and the boasting of the wicked who frame evil into law, judgment will again be just, and the upright of heart will follow it. And third, the destruction of the wicked comes through their own sinfulness. God's destruction takes the form of the fruits of their own injustice. Now, I have meditated on this psalm full often, many, many times, and I continue to do so daily. In reflection on our lament of racism and our commitment to anti-racist work, to say nothing of feminism, economic and environmental justice, and our work as allies of the LGBTQIA+ community, I am struck again and again by the interconnections of these commitments and of the Scriptures, which predate the language and in some ways these causes. The common thread that defines biblical justice remains consistent. When those who are in power cause suffering among those without power, that is injustice. Always, everywhere. And this injustice always prompts the cry of the faithful who are oppressed. Rise up, O Judge of the earth. I hope that you'll join me on Sunday morning as we gather to worship the God who is the Judge of the world. Until then, God bless.